Let me start off by saying this. Way too many people blame their metabolism for the reason why they can't lose fat, lose weight, okay? And the truth is that is not the reason why. However, of course, having a higher metabolism is gonna help you with fat loss, and believe it or not, for all you skinny people out there that have extremely high metabolisms, it's actually gonna help you with muscle gain as well. So let's find out why. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your boy John Mango, and I'm back again as always every single week dropping fitness content on this channel Beyond the Iron. So if you're looking to get to your fitness goals faster and more enjoyably, then consider subscribing. Also, if you're interested in a free 5-day fat loss meal plan, I've linked one down below. It's going to be the first link. Pick yours up if you're interested. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into the content of today's video. We're talking all about metabolism, but first and foremost, we got to define exactly what metabolism is, because believe it or not, a lot of people out there are not 100% sure as to what it is. So here's the definition for you, and it's basically to say that it's how many calories your body burns on a day-to-day basis. Now, there's fancy terms, RMR, BMR, basal metabolic rate, resting, it doesn't matter. The point is this: the metabolism you have is predicated on factors such as, all in combination by the way, just how many calories your body, specifically your body, needs to burn in order to keep metabolic processes going at all times, to keep the organs functioning. Your heart is a muscle always working. That requires calories, all right? Also, your occupation, how much you moving on a day-to-day basis, right? Your genetics are gonna determine, some people have faster metabolisms and some have slower just by default. Your age is gonna play a factor in it, but not as big of a factor as most would like to think. And of course, activity level has a massive effect on that, which we're gonna dive into a little bit more. Now, it's also important to note that this could be skewed. Metabolism will change over time, again, due to age, okay? It'll change due to metabolic adaptation, for example. So if you're in a deficit for a long time, if your hormones are changing, your metabolism will change accordingly to that as well. And yes, that is why it may slow down. Actually, the older you get, typically the slower your metabolism gets. Again, it takes years and years and years to see a significant difference in it, but it does slow down as age goes up. And again, metabolic adaptations, if you're in a deficit for a long time, or if you stop exercising, or if you get an illness, something like that, you're bedridden, all those are going to slow down metabolism. If you lose muscle mass, it's going to slow down metabolism. So those are some important factors to keep in mind to assess potentially why your metabolism has come down. But again, it's not hopeless, and it's definitely nothing to blame, okay? Now, metabolism boosting is key to helping you with your fat loss, because it's almost like automating. It's like passive income, right? Once you build up passive income, you don't have to work as hard to make the same amount of money. Same concept applies here, but you still have to put into place certain things day to day to make sure you keep the metabolism elevated, okay? So like they say, there's no such thing as 100% passive income, because you have to work for it in the first place. Same deal on this end, okay? You have to put in work to actually sustain a higher metabolism. That's just the truth of the matter. But again, if you find that your metabolism is too slow and you want to eat more food and see the same results, it's going to be worth it. Let's go ahead and just quickly address this. A faster metabolism is potentially more beneficial for body composition. What I mean by that is, if you have two individuals both burning 2,000 calories, it will be more beneficial for both adherence and body composition for somebody to burn an extra 500 calories and enter a deficit that way than to simply eat 500 less calories. Obviously, if I ask you, hey, do you want to eat 2,000 calories and lose weight, or do you want to eat 1,500 calories and lose weight? Which one are you going to choose? Obviously, typically at least, people like to eat more food and lose weight. Correct me if I'm wrong though, comment below and let me know what you think about that. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the strategies as to how to boost your metabolism right away. The first one is N.E.A.T. You've heard me talk about this before in the past. N.E.A.T is an acronym that stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Fancy way of saying this is simply calories you're burning from all those factors I mentioned before, except for exercise. So things that you're doing unintentionally throughout the day. Well, brushing your teeth, waking up, going up the stairs, walking the dog extra, all those things count towards that. And I guess it is intentional, but again, you're doing it because you have to do it throughout the day, not necessarily because you're trying to exercise, you're trying to burn more calories. But it may seem trivial. It's important to note, doing this over time, day after day, it's going to compound, and you will end up burning potentially hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of calories over the span of weeks, months, and years. So again, whether that means taking the initiative to maybe bike to work instead of drive, to take the stairs every time instead of the elevator, to walk the dog an extra time, whatever the case is, you know, get a treadmill desk. That would be a game changer right there. These are little things that's going to prevent you from being so sedentary, which is part of the reason your metabolism slowed in the first place. The next way is the most logical, the most obvious, and that's intentional exercise. We covered non-intentional, now we're talking about intentional. Now, quickly, if you don't work out, start now. Stop blaming your metabolism, start working. Next, a lot of people will say, well, cardio is not a good way to burn fat. Cardio isn't as good as weight training. That's all wrong, okay? Cardio, it elevates your metabolism significantly immediately, and it's much more efficient at burning calories within a given time frame instead of doing weights. The weights has the benefit in terms of building muscle, which is metabolically active than fat tissue, but it's negligible until you've built 20, 30 pounds of muscle. And even at that point, you should still be doing cardio, because again, if you can burn an extra 400 calories today, that means you can eat, let's say, an extra 300, still be in a deficit, and now you can enjoy more food. Oh, and for those that keep saying don't do cardio, do consider this as well. It's healthy for you. It's good for your heart. It's good for your recovery. It's good for your body in general. Every human on the planet knows this. Stop being ignorant. Do your cardio. Be intentional about your exercise. Let's get it done. Okay, the third one, kind of piggybacking off of the last one, is build muscle. Build lean muscle tissue, okay? In combination with doing your cardio, you should be prioritizing strength training as well. Again, muscle is metabolically active. Fat is not. The more muscle you have, the more metabolically active you will be. It's not a crazy significant difference, but also you have to factor in, if you're working out with weights consistently, then day after day, your body is spending a lot of calories simply replenishing those stores, simply recovering the muscle that's being constantly broken down and repaired. So that's actually where most of the calories are going to come from in terms of burning after the workout's done. So that's also a great way, and building more muscle over time has you looking better, increases adherence, increases energy to continue doing so in the future. The next tip, eat more veggies and eat more protein. Both of those are extremely thermogenic. What I mean by that is they elevate your body temperature. They burn more calories. Veggies are very dense, very fibrous. They have lots of vitamins and minerals. They actually take the body longer to process as opposed to something with simple sugars in it. It does break it down a lot slower. It's a slower process. It's harder for your body to digest, but that's actually a good thing because it's healthier. It causes you to actually burn more calories. Same thing with protein. Protein is a little bit more thermogenic than the other macronutrients, and it has the added bonus of keeping you satiated between meals, meaning keeping you full. So it's kind of a double whammy in that case. Make sure you're having your veggies to keep you full and having enough protein. This is going to go hand in hand with the weight training, the cardio, the health, everything. So do that as well. All right, the last tip that I have to offer you is to drink black coffee. Now, don't overload. I'm simply telling you, drink 1, maybe 2 black coffees and try to limit it to the morning time, okay? Or early afternoon at the absolute latest. Of course, having coffee late at night is bad news for the quality of your sleep. Now, if you want a little bit more detail about coffee, I made a separate video on caffeine and fat loss. You can check that out up here. But just to kind of break it down and summarize, black coffee is great because it helps blunt hunger, and also it raises your heart rate, which burns more calories. You guessed it, that's a quick way to boost your metabolism. A little trick, but again, don't think that drinking this coffee is significant enough to where you start drinking more and more coffee to burn calories. Obviously, that's not logical, it's not healthy, but when you add this little tip in combination with the others, well, hey, then you've got a formula for boosting your metabolism much more than where it is now, and stopping the blame of metabolism, instead putting in the work and seeing those results as a result. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Simply actionable steps you can use today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave them in the comment section below and I'll get right back to you. You can also follow me on Instagram and shoot me a direct message there with any questions. I'd love to hear from you and I'd love to help you out with that. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed the video and learned something from it. Share with your friends and subscribe for weekly fitness content that I'm bringing to you every single week. Thanks again, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.